See, I just ate. Came back just on time. See, does Twitch think we're fine? What do you tell me? What do you tell me? Can I hear myself? I can. Now let's test the chat. Seems to work. Alright. I did some off-stream testing. And off-stream reading. And I think instead of using a 3D texture, I'm going to use a layered texture. Because here I can update a layer at a time instead of just excuse me, instead of just replacing the whole texture. And that's pretty good. Also, I need to check that my Discord on my other workspace is muted. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna also streamer mode. Yep. I'm gonna ping la Discord. That's good. EP. For it to be like. Anyway. I should probably first check if my current Godot code can actually do this lattice thing. With the like 2D texture, like layered texture. Technically, I could also just have one big image instead of a layered one. But I feel like this is easier to sample correctly. Oh. So this is the base class? Interesting. Well, I'm not going to use a cube map. I'm not going to use a cube map array. I'm going to use a texture 2D array. Yep. We don't need interpolation between these. Does this work? I think it won't. I would be surprised if the create function is the same between the 3D texture and the like 2D array texture, whatever. We'll see. It might be the same. Exactly. Create from images. I guess that's... Oh, you only need to... Huh. Only this? I guess. Oh, yeah, and then we don't sample it correctly. I kind of suspected that. I have to change that most likely. I'm gonna change our sampling. Oh, not sampling, but I'll change the size so this generates a bit faster. Interesting. Let's see. Let's see. So we want to sample a sampler 2D array. Also, I really want to know like how these work. Like how do I set the color values so this just works? Because I would much rather use integers than floats. But like when I set a pixel to a texture, it always is a float. Yeah. Anyway. What? Okay. This should be the same. Simpler 2D array. Vec3. Hmm. What are the errors that we get? Nothing important. Hmm. This should work. Oh, it might. Hmm. I think I know the reason. So when we sample a texture, our sample position has to be between 0 and 1. But it might be that when we sample an array, our thing actually has to be between 0 and whatever the integer number of layers is. Oh wait, actually, no. I need to change this. Let's see if this fixes it. It does not. Holy, my voice. Let's see if this fixes it. Nope. And then we see if this fixes it. It does! Yippee! My theory was correct. Oh, and also I changed these so, like the quote-unquote back faces aren't rendered. I'll have to tweak that. Because what I'm thinking is that I'll make the lattice a thing that's centered around the player, and like when you move across some like arbitrary chunk border, then the lattice moves with you. It will, like these faces behind the cube, they will never be rendered anyway, right? They'll always be skipped. That's the idea. Yeah, now we're reading the layer texture, and we should be able to just update it whenever. To update it in real time, I would need... On the Rust side, I need to like keep track of I need to keep track of shit. I have to keep track of like each image individually, and then I can like update the pixels in those images. Oh, actually. This might work, actually. Now let's do physics process. Also, before stream, I played Psychopomp. It's definitely like more atmosphere than gameplay. And usually I don't... I mean, at least in the past that I haven't liked horror games. But that's pretty cool. I played through like one area. There's this one moment where I didn't know where to go, which is a bit frustrating, but... I mean, not frustrating, but it was just, you know, walking around aimlessly. Until I eventually found the way to go. I'm just gonna make this set it to 0 gradually. Can we see this happen anywhere? I don't think we can. We should make it 1 instead. think I can see any changes. I should probably um make it so it's empty to start with. So it's easier to see. But there's nothing nowhere. Gotta change it a bit. Most likely. What was it? Texture 2D already, okay. Cheated from there. There we go. Not on just great stuff. So if I modify the image itself, it won't immediately update. But if I update the layer, then it's all fine. Yep. So most likely I want my images to always be how would I say? I don't want the horizontal slices if they're bigger. I always want them to be small like this, so I don't have to transfer a lot of data. I think that's the answer. Yippee! What's the size? It's 50-50? Oh, this should just be one moving it about. I think the cell hits. Let's test it. Oh. Oh, we're getting debugger messages like crazy. Oh, yes, 100 by 100, not 50 by 50. That's moving fast. That's very great. Let's not do times 0. This is one layer where this is spazzing out. What if? What if? I'll move this to the top. These here. Yeah, I'll actually start with an empty thing now. I want to see this like block static. There we go. Oh, that's a bit disorienting actually. Yeah, they do be going in and out of existence. What's the debugger crying about? Oh, okay. Randy range is inclusive? Oh, interesting. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Uh, anyway. So now I know how I should do the Rust code. We store the layered image, and then I think we also store every individual image. And then when we update a block, we find the right image, and we update the pixel, and then we pipe that to the GPU. And we only ever have to pipe individual layers. And then everything kind of works out. I think for now, I will actually have two-sided everything. So, oh, I forgot. Everything be two-sided, so I can have a static lattice that looks fine. Just for an area. And 100 by 100 by 100 is not the perfect render distance. Where do I have the size here? But if we have something like 500 by 500 by 500, kind of runs into issues already. Also, I have to remember, here we divide by lattice size. I think we just do this here. Yep. Yeah, but now we already suffer from low frame rate, which is not good. If we're at the middle, it's a bit better, but it's still like not the best. I think it's actually not helped if we have less to render. I think it's better if we have more to render, which is a bit counterintuitive. If I do this, we're gonna have less blocks, but that just means we get even more overdraw than we did before. But having one like solid ground layer might help a lot here. Yeah, this is like even worse performance. Oof. Like the less we render, the worse it is. If we do something like this, let it generate one more time. On TP 250 all. Like now it's pretty smooth, right? We don't have many issues rendering this. I'm pretty sure it's just because like if we look into any direction, the GPU will very quickly realize that the whole screen is filled, right? Like in this case, I'm gonna render like this one slice, and after that the screen is filled and we do nothing else, basically. Which is a bit interesting. Hello, Abinel. Hello, hello. Bam. that also makes me think that there's definitely room for performance improvements with like modifying the mesh itself. Or then somehow I just solve overdraw. But for now, I just need to make this work on Rust. Ay ay ay. Yeah, basically, I've gone to the point where I have my lattice stuff. I don't know if you've seen like the lattice stuff before, and we can render stuff. Right now, this is like placeholder stuff. So I'm generating a random like image thing. Well, actually, I should change this to be 100 by 100 by 100. Yeah, well, it's been basically nothing but lattice streams ever since. That's so you've basically missed nothing. Don't worry. Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, yep. Let me do this. Okay, now we generate that. I'm gonna go to a actual world. And then I'm gonna regenerate this lattice. Where is it? Hello? Oh, it doesn't work right now. Yep. Yep. I'm dumb. That's why. Update lattice. Well, not yet. I still have to make Rust actually access the texture and update it. And before today, I thought that I was going to use a 3D texture. And then I was like, oh, I can't actually like update only parts of this 3D texture. Right, so I have to upload the whole thing. So then, I could maybe section it off and it's more complicated. But now, I've discovered that there's texture 2D array, right? So basically, I can just update a layer at a time. Bada beam, bada boom. So easy. And, yeah. And that seems to be the way. So I just have a layered texture, I get the voxel data from there, and then whenever I place a block, I replace one whole layer. It's better than replacing everything. For sure. And then I don't get any complications like, oh, how do I sample this properly or whatever. Anyway. I need to change this, so... This... Image texture 3D, more like you are texture 2D array. I hope this works. Okay, yeah, I have to import it. I'm not using this anymore, so... Oh, I see. I still use 3D textures for the lighting. Fair enough. Don't know about Godot, but usually there are buffers, and in those you can update sections. Yep. If I had a way to just have the data just in like a flat array on the GPU, I'd do that. I haven't found a way to do that. That's the problem. Actually, I should look at the shading reference more closely, because there might be something here that I've just overlooked. I see. They do know that there are like there are uniform arrays, but those have a size limit. Shader storage buffer. Well, it seems like it is not here yet. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was talking about uniform arrays, and you were talking about uniform buffers. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. RD rendering commands. So rendering device rendering commands? Yep. I did have a quick peek here at one point. This is yep. This indeed is. This exists. This is a thing. Oh. Yeah. And for me, right now, I use like 1 byte per voxel. I could use less. Right? So how many? Let me look at how many materials and models I have. Well, here, these are all the materials, and these are all the models. Right? So models 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Materials 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, eh. Yeah. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I also need to do the models. I haven't supported models at all yet. I'm only worrying about materials right now. So I'll have to use more than 1 byte. No. I'm dumb. Anyway, that's not how it works. But I'll see. Yeah. Like the only problem here with like accessing these buffers and whatnot is that what is this? Okay. The only problem is that I can't really access these things from the shaders, I'm pretty sure. Buffers that subdata. I don't know what that means. Oh, there's a little stuff. But yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would just have to like use the rendering device thing to like myself quote unquote render every frame. Yeah. Well, what do you mean that I can't? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You're talking about that. Fair enough. What is RD shader source? Okay. Ah, how parallelizable? Which part of it? Like, what to say? Like, if I set a block, like, I need to just change one pixel from the texture, and then, well, straight answer. I think it's not very parallelizable because Godot types can't be sent between threads in Rust, right? So the update stuff kind of has to happen on one thread, but it's not much work, right? Like I have the pre-existing images already in memory. I change one pixel. Oh, but I mean, I don't have to do meshing, right? With the lattice. Like that's the kind of the entire point. Let me show you how this works. Script. Let's do this. I actually have to do it like. Let's do that. All right. So basically, you see that I'm generating these sheets of, just they're just sheets of meshes. 2 triangles per side, and that's it. And then, where do I do anything? Here I do this. I go from 0 to 8. And now, well, there's some missing textures here. But you can see that on the sheets, I can, put textures in, nothing too exciting. And then we can discard pixels from the middle, right? So we can create holes in these sheets. And this is not a hole in the mesh. This is just the shader discarding the pixels, right? So we don't have to do meshing. And let me make that a bit more sparse. So we have like less blocks here. It looks like this. And then we go uncomment this. Now we have sheets in 2 ways. They're still continuous sheets going all the way through, but we're just discarding a lot of pixels from the middle, right? And we kind of just get the blocks, quote unquote, for free. Like there are compute buffers. If you're doing something very parallelizable, you can make do in a computer shader. Okay, yeah. But yeah, like there's no meshing at all. But I am thinking is that if we have like a huge empty area, then you can imagine that the mesh slices still exist there, and we're gonna like check each one and discard the pixel in every single one and like do unnecessary work, right? So like you can imagine the empty area here. It's full of empty mesh slices, right? And we just have to work our way through every single one. So yeah, that's like one potential optimization. Where but that meshing is really cheap, right? It's like, oh, big empty area, and then just modify the mesh. Um, yeah. Compute shader can modify 3D textures. That's interesting to me. What that brings to my mind is that I would have a like kind of an opaque memory thing on the shader. Like the shader kind of just knows what blocks there are, and then I have like some parameters that I can set to update the shader. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I'll see. Right now the thing is just to get the easiest thing, like working. That's the current task. I think I don't need this. Anyway, I'm gonna have to hold a bunch of image textures. Oh wait, I also need to do the bookkeeping for like updating the correct slices. So what is this gonna be? It's gonna be an array, I think. So vec gd image. I'm pretty sure it would be a lot of work to get working. Yeah, that sounds accurate to me. You know, I've also thought sometimes about like raycasting, like rendering using raycasting, not the like block placement raycasting. And I was just like, damn, it would be kind of cool though. But yep. And the one thing that's good about raycasting would be that I could have smooth portals, kind of for free, because the like quote unquote light rays would just go through the portals. You know, they don't like to don't have to hack the portals into like working. They could be like a very native thing. But yeah. So we're gonna have that. I don't think I need to hold the lattice here. I just need to hold the like GD pointer to the 3D texture. Well, I mean the layer texture. I could just initialize this immediately. Raycasting is not that complicated to get working. We got optimize a lot. Yeah, I mean the complicated part is making it work fast enough, right? That's the problem. And yeah, compute shaders. I don't think I could make it work on the CPU. Doesn't sound realistic. But yeah. Also, like, I was just on YouTube and I just saw these two people making their own voxel engines. I'm like, damn, they do be doing some cool shits that I have to remember. Like, one of them has been at it for like 6 years. It's like, yep, you do get some stuff done in 6 years. Ay, ay, ay. I think I need to import the layered texture as well. Have that. What's texture 2D array? Well, that is the layered thing that I need. Let me not do this. Oh my god, I pressed the wrong key twice. Okay, yeah, I need to fix this first. That actually works. I forgot to fix that. And this is not gonna be search from images. Yep, I just want the array. Okay, let's see if that works. But I did actually get at least one optimization, like idea, from watching those videos, and it was to basically, like, if I make the lattice center on the player, then like these faces would never be rendered anyway, because the player is going to be in the middle. So I can just not generate these lattice faces that are facing this way, which is, you know, pretty obvious in hindsight, but yep. I need to load an actual save, and then I can test that. Okay, it is now rotated the wrong way around again. We do be getting stuff. Why is it rotated wrong? Ay. If I change it here, it should be good. YXC maybe? Not quite. I mean, it seems to be correct in like the terrain, but the textures don't like this. I don't exactly know why. Yeah, I mean, it does, right? But there's still like some work that has to be done to discard those faces. Like, you need to see that the points are counterclockwise, and then you can be like, oh, okay, we don't actually render these. But if I have a lattice that, you know, is always centered on the player, you know, at least to a certain extent, then like the farther away chunks, like, I'm just gonna have faces that are literally never gonna be rendered, right? So it's like unnecessary to even make OpenGL discard those phases, right? If that makes sense. Oh, I see. It's because I do this. Oh, wait, what was it? YX. Okay, okay, nice. Now it's not as screwed up. We just have to fix this offset. Like if I destroy this block, then that gets destroyed. We do freeze for a moment because we're updating, like we're rebuilding the entire lattice. Like we're transferring all of the data. And even for 100 by 100 by 100, it takes a while. But if this is real time, then it shouldn't be an issue. So I think here, we're gonna pass in our images. I'm gonna have the vector of images. And then we're gonna have a list of positions to update. I think that's all we need. We also do need to know the blocks that are in those positions, but we also need to pass in the chunks. I guess I could do it here. This is supposed to be like a thin interface function, but you know, I could do it directly here. I can move it out later if I want to do that. Yeah. I've been thinking of the same thing, right? Like I already had stuff here where it's like, if X is bigger than a certain thing. Yeah, exactly. Or even less. But we'll see. There is one thing where in the farther away chunks then you might want to sample differently. But how to say? It depends on how far, I guess. Because you might have like a wall that just falls in between. Like let's say you have a huge wall and you just happen to not sample that wall, right? And then when you get closer and it's no longer distant, then suddenly it's all again being sampled, right? And it'll just pop into existence. So you would have to. Oh, Octree thinking, yeah, fair enough. Octree would solve that issue. That is true. Yeah. But I've also been thinking of a fun thing. Yeah. That would solve the thing that I'm thinking about. It's almost like Octrees exist for a reason. But what I've been thinking is that technically, like if I have very far away chunks, you know, like my movement here won't really affect like what those chunks are gonna look like. Like perspective doesn't really apply because they're so far away. I could just have them be a fucking static image, like a skybox, you know? I could. I don't think there's anything stopping me from doing that. And then if I move enough, I just have to like rebuild the skybox, basically. I feel like that would be like excellent levels of cheating. Just build your own skybox of the world that surrounds you. So easy. So easy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Mm. It might be that if I use an octree and it's like, what to say? Well, actually, if I go far enough, um, I could make the point where eventually having an octree or anything where the voxels are in memory, then like it would just take too much space, right? But if you just like cheat and kind of build your own skybox, then you know you can accumulate your results onto an image, and that won't take a lot of memory, if that makes sense. Like you just go further and further. You might load stuff into memory only temporarily to just um get the data and then put it onto the image, and then you can unload those chunks and move to the next layer. Okay. Interesting. Do you know the name of that? Like the only voxel game on Rust that I've seen is what's it called? Valorant? But I don't think it does that. Or if it does, then the effect is really smooth, and I haven't noticed it. But in Valorant, you can like zoom really far out. Like I mean, really far out. And yeah, like if you're on a mountain, you can zoom out so you see like the entire mountain and the surroundings, which is, I guess, a choice you can do. You know, like you can implement that. I don't know why you would, but you can. Oh, really? Hmm. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing then. Maybe. Okay. I'd have to like read about that. If you know any blog post where they describe the technique, then like do share. It sounds really interesting. I mean, okay, so here's the question. Do you know that they do this, or is this like you think they do this? Oh, anyway. Mm-hmm. The farm mountains are just skyboxes in a way. I mean, yeah. If you can be, well, I mean, I might search it up later myself. I mean, it doesn't take that long to fucking launch the game. Oh, I need to update. Damn. Yeah, how long would this take? 15 minutes, bro. Oh, okay, 1 minute. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of things you can do. I'm just gonna put this. This can download. It won't really affect streaming. I'm downloading, not uploading. Hee hee. Anyway, to get a 100 by 100 by 100 area working, let's first initialize the things. We're gonna get complaints. It's fine. What are we missing? We are missing lattice image slices. No, this is not correct, but I need to know the type. Okay, it's just vector. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting. Because just because of the fact that you can zoom so far out. And I do want to show this. Oh, anyway. Tell me the type. Okay. PP. Oh. How to do this? Maybe this. There we go. Let's see. I can launch Valorant. Let's go. I forgot that it doesn't remember your password. I'm just gonna click single player. This here. Oh. There we go. Generate everything. Oh, actually, I can spectate world. Let's go. I can just fly around. I can't scroll out. Okay. Damn. So I actually have to create a character. Like, the one thing that I want to do is just zoom out in the view. It's the one thing you can't do while spectating. There we go. Enter world. So here, you can see that we can zoom out. Oh yeah, I forgot how far you can zoom out. I swear I couldn't zoom this far out in multiplayer. But yep. It indeed is a like low poly version. Holy shit. It really is far away. Oh, see, you can see the entire map. Let's go. I'm gonna play like this. This is the way. A crate, open. Let's go. Yep. Anyway, I think that's enough. And we could make something similar. Store a lower load version of relief faraway chunks. Yeah. Yep. Most likely. I don't know why, but I like the like image skybox thing idea. I don't know if it is smart in any way, but I just like how it sounds. The voxel data is now going to be new voxel data. We're going to have our actual thing. Oh yeah, we're going to have the slices here. Yep. Indeed. I just realized I need to make this an array instead of a vec. Yep. And do this. I can. Nice. I just have to remember that when you look that far out, you're not gonna see the detail anyway. Right? You're just gonna see like the general kind of shapes of things. So having a lower LOD thing most likely just is the way. You don't really need anything else. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, what was the error that I got before? Moving the data. Okay, we want to. Let's gonna get a mutable reference. Oh. You can't handle a mutable borrow, bruh. Mm-hmm. Remind me, what were you making your engine in? Like language, libraries, whatever. Yeah. I can clone there. Fair enough. Clone here. Mm-hmm. I still have to do this. Yep. 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 LODs do be do I remember the one person? Okay, D and OpenGL. Okay, okay. Oh, this guy, Douglas. Oh, is this the video that you're talking about? Fair enough, fair enough. It might have been, I don't know if you're talking about this video or something else. Well, he is a pretty, it is a pretty interesting, like, project. Let me open, okay, I swear, if my, like browsing history opens on my main screen, okay, it doesn't. Good. Yesterday, there's this, and then, where's the other? I think this is that. Oh, okay, okay. There's this guy who makes some videos. Um, that's pretty interesting. It's it's a bit clickbaity. You know, not the best, but there's some interesting tech stuff like in there, right? Okay. You had the latest video? Oh, you mean... this one? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like, that is a thing that I was definitely thinking. It's like, I start the video, it's like, oh, okay, let's see, there's some, like, very generalized stuff. And then, oh, I'm showing these in my voxel engine. It's like, okay, bro. This was interesting. It was just like a glossary over like how some shader stuff works, like how some GPU stuff works. I like this video. But yeah. Yep. Mm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know there's I don't know if you're talking about this one guy. It was like something final something limit. What's the guy's name? Hmm. Can I find it this way? Probably not. There's a lot of like exciting like voxel stuff being done. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you can find it and link it, then I would be grateful. But yeah. Also, talking about like clickbaiting, I have to mention this because this is the one that takes the cake for me. Um, where's the video? This thing. Why are switch statements so heckin' fast? And basically it's saying, oh, what was it? Like, oh, there's some lower level details. Like, if you do an if else chain, the compiler won't optimize it. If you do switch, then it like uses a different technique. But it's like you're compiling in debug with all optimizations disabled. If you enabled optimizations, then it doesn't matter if you're using a switch statement or like an elif chain. So you should be worried about whether your code is readable or not if it like yeah. Anyway, it really annoyed me because I kind of trusted the channel before, and there was some interesting stuff. But after that, it's like this is like either very how would I say like either he actually doesn't know anything or then he's just clickbaiting, and both options are really bad. Yeah. But it's like it's just completely not even ignoring the technical details, but just misrepresenting the technical details. It's like what? What are you doing? Like, is it really that important to get the views? Like, bruh. Yeah, no, but it the nuance wasn't there, right? It wasn't. It was basically generalized. Oh, switch statement is faster. Elif is slower, right? Because this is what switch statement gets compiled to, and this is what elif gets compiled to. That was the the whole video. Right? So any nuance that you're imagining, it wasn't there. Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he has. I feel like he has the technical knowledge, and I think that makes it worse. Like, if he misunderstood and he made a video, it's like, you should probably research it more, but it's like, fine. But if you actually know how it works, but then you just make a video, like, just. Anyway, it's like, oh, this would make an enticing thumbnail. Let me lie. Bro. I could be wrong. I could be misunderstanding the whole video, but then it's also like, you've made such a misunderstandable video. It's crazy. It is crazy. Results of game dev become more and more mainstream and competition and content creation getting harder. Eh, it could be. I'm not so too familiar with like trying to make content that surfaces to be like popular. Like, I've made some like very mildly popular videos, but it's like my recipe is always, oh, I think people will actually want this information, or they'll be interested in this thing, and I can provide it, and then it's like, sure. So when for Minecraft, like, the attack cooldown was implemented, I made a video just showing you how you can like work around that, right? And it was just like making swords with like a property where the attack cooldown like stat was just really high. So I just made that, and I was the first to make that video because there were still like snapshots, I think, or something, and then it gained some minor popularity. And when the update dropped to real, people searched it up, and then my video was just the first one that they found, right? But there's like nothing slimy there. I just gave the info and was first to do it. I actually it's a really bad video. I don't want to show it, but it might be unlisted right now. I might have unlisted it. It is bad. I could probably find it. I can't find it. That's fine. But I think it was like at some 10,000 or like 100,000 views or something like that. So, still, like, in the grand scheme of things, very minor. But I think for a YouTube video, it's like the most that I've ever gone on anything. Yeah, but just see stuff that people would want and then make it. Granted, it's a bit hard to do consistently. And it is easier if you just, like, I guess, fabricate stories and pretend they're real. I'm still mad at the fucking low level learning video. I can't lie. Anyway, blocks to update. So now on set block, we need to pass this in. And I need to pass this in everywhere. Oh, I should have made this a struct long ago. I have this here, and I need to pass this argument everywhere. Everywhere. Or then I cheat and I no, actually. No, I can repurpose this. So instead of, I'm not gonna rebuild meshes anyway. This is gonna be blocks to update. Let's go. But what I should have done long ago is to have a struct of things that I need for immutable world access, and just pass that around. And then I wouldn't have this issue where it's like I have a million places where I need to change one variable, like add one variable, right? There's a lot of places try to call set block. I think that might also be part of my problem. Like I have multiple places that call set block instead of like accumulating all the block changes and then doing it all at once. Don't know. Anyway. Chunks to rebuild. Then we need to change everything. We don't actually need this variable anymore. Be gone. This is a bit annoying. I'm gonna have like duplicate entries of these blocks in the vec. Does it really matter? Maybe. Let's see. Does the lattice stuff increase the amount of GPU work? I mean, currently, I have problems rendering as many blocks that I want to because of the GPU, right? Like, I will just drop too low FPS. And the whole idea of the lattice stuff is to, like, lessen the burden on the GPU, right? So hopefully, it doesn't increase it. Hopefully, it decreases it. That's the goal. But it might also be the case that I just need to do greedy meshing instead. I don't know. And I feel like every line that I write, I'm thinking about that at the same time. Like, damn, is this will this really work? You know, is this actually the way? But I just gotta do it, and then I'll be able to see. Yeah, TLDR, I don't know. Box update. This is really annoying. Well, I guess I shouldn't store blocks to update because I'm not gonna. Well, actually, let me think. I should store the layers to update. So this is not gonna be a i32.3. This is gonna be an vec of i32s, I think. Yeah. I mean, I think my answer would be the same. Like, I don't know if it. I mean, how to say? It does. I think it does increase the amount of work you have to do in the fragment shader. Because if we go into here, oh, wrong scene. If we go into here and we look at the world, like all the pixels that like have faraway blocks or have nothing at all, we had to look at many slices and decide that, oh, this is a pixel we should discard, right? Whereas if there were actually just like separate meshes here, then you don't have to, like, there's nothing there to discard from, right? If that makes sense. At least that's what I think of what is happening. But yep. And also, I do have the issue as well where meshing takes a while. So if I just load a world and we go to like this stone wall world. Actually, it didn't take that long. Holy shit. Where are we? Can we see anything? Hello? Where is the world? I think... Oh, there it is. It's not that big. This is not the one. I think it's this one that takes a while to load. Yeah, we're gonna be loading for a bit. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if I did greedy meshing, then I'd have it send over the mesh. But I don't know how much data that actually is. I don't think it's that much. At least compared to the voxel data. Or that I'm completely wrong. I think you need a load bar or something. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, hey, we loaded. It's done, right? And now if we look here, you see the stinky frames. Holy. How big is this actually? So this is at 500, 500. This is like... This is more than 5k, I know that. Yep, we don't even see it anymore. I think it might be like 2000. I need to change the height. It's larger than 2000. Okay, this is like huge. I just realized the reason I didn't see it was because I went too high. It's the negative side? Oh, was I insane? No, it's not. It's centered on zeros. Wait, what? Yeah, let me go to 0, 0. I think it might be centered. It's not centered. Okay. If you go to like 100, 100, 100, where are we? We're further in. Okay. I'm just stupid. Was it 3k? Okay, it's 3000 by 3000. And I have like controls like no clip, but I would have to have a thing where you can increase and decrease the speed. Okay, like if I look into any direction, I suffer, right? Like the frames just drop. And this is 3000 by 3000. And if I have my lattice, I actually don't want to modify all of these. Let's try this out. Do this. Uh, let's see. This is gonna process for a while. Yeah, but I mean, if I'm doing greedy meshing, then I actually don't have to like send one like one face per voxel. Like if I have a flat surface of them, then those can be combined. That's what I'm thinking, like with the greedy meshing, right? Like you would have less data to send, but the meshing itself would take a longer time, which is also a problem. And there shouldn't be any overlap. I don't know why the flickering happens. Almost a 3K. Also, if this crashes, then it'll be kind of hilarious. Because it would show that the latticing stuff is already worse, I guess, if this crashes. We'll see. Hello, Lion Master. Hope you're doing good. I'm having an existential crisis about how to render voxels. Which is always fun, always fun. There you go. I forgot that it doesn't bring the game into view immediately. Oh, the code is slightly incorrect somewhere. So this is inaccurate test. How did I fuck it up? $3K. So this is not a uniform size. Is it because of that? No, that's annoying. No. No. So I think I just have to do this. This is now incorrectly rotated, but the scale should be correct. I'm gonna worry about that later. Well, let's generate another time. Let's go. It should render correctly this time, though, which is exciting. But yeah, it do be like that sometimes. I mean, how would I say? Like the current issue is just I don't know which technique will give me the best performance, right? And the real answer to finding out which techniques give you the best performance is to implement each one of them and then benchmark, right? But that takes time, right? Like, and that's a lot of work. Like, if I could avoid that and just have a crystal ball that tells me which technique to implement, I would take that. Granted, you learn more when you do more work, but no, it do be like that sometimes. Is this just the time you wait for? I mean, the generation, yeah. Because um, how would I say? The player is not gonna wait this amount of time, right? If I have a technical limitation that makes the player wait this long, I will like scrap the project and make it so you don't have to wait. Like this would be unacceptable. So this is like I'm generating some like garbage data. I mean random data on GDScript just so I can see the rendering performance, right? So it's like placeholder stuff. I shouldn't rest data. I could. I could. That is true. Probably should. And we still render in warp drive mode. That's exciting. Let me actually do the caching. What I want is this. Actually, I'm gonna do it as a binary file. Yeah, no, but this is not gonna be a thing that the player experiences anyway. Like, this is currently just me benchmarking the different solutions. But since I have to fix my shader anyway, I might as well make it the cache thing. So the suggestion very much does help. So now I need to generate this once, and then I can like continually reload it. Oi, oi, oi. But basically, if rendering this is slow, then I'm gonna have to just do more benchmarks before actually writing the latticing code. Because if I don't get a sizable benefit from this, then it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Generating layered image. Yay, yay. Halfway done. Let me look at shader while we do that. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I actually have no idea. I was gonna poke around and see when it works. So this modification, I did this because the lattice was like rotated the wrong way around. And this is because I switched from a 3D texture into layered texture. But now we're just rendering in warp drive no matter what. Is it because of the big size? Maybe. Maybe. Perhaps. Perhaps. Now, instead of doing this, we yep. Reload you. Let's test it. Yay, we have the same thing. Actually loads pretty fast, and holy shit. There's a whole field of stuff. It does render faster. Oh, but this is not the data that I wanted. It's still not like... I can see on my screen, I can show you in the monitor. They were getting like 100 FPS instead of the 144 that I'm used to. But it is way better than in the like stone field example. Yeah, I mean, bro, 144 is the target for me for all this stuff. Rip. Hardware moment. And this is, yeah, aliasing is very interesting. You know what I realized? I realized that, I should most likely, like, I have this kind of, basic result right now where it's like, oh, I get like 100, around 100 FPS. I should first fix this so it actually displays the data that I want. I should get the performance numbers, and then I should do greedy meshing and then get the performance numbers of that. And then actually just go the route that is the best. Instead of going really far on a technique that might not actually give me the results that I want. Damn. Imagine. If I do this, then I think... Oh, actually... What if I do Z here? It's even worse. If I do Y here. And... Here. I have no idea. Please this work. Display the data. No. It is pointless. I can't get the fucking data to render correctly again. Damn. That's so sad. It should be this. Oh, I see. I have that there. Was that the issue? No, still warp drive. It is different. Now it's only wrong on one axis. Maybe? Now it's wrong on multiple axes. Eventually, I will find the right numbers. There are not that many combinations to get wrong. Or then there are, and I'm dumb. If I just do X, Y, Z, what do we get? This is also supposed to be incorrect. And if it's not, then I'll be very surprised. Yeah. It might just be that I have to do 1.0 at a different place. Not there. Maybe here? Professional coding moment. It is not this either. Might explain what makes it incorrect? Okay. I turn this into 1.0 first. I should have made like a temporary commit at some point where this kind of worked. So we have our lattice size here. And we're supposed to, on two axes, take a sample from a position between 0 and 1, right? Because it's an image texture. And on one axis, we're supposed to take a sample between 0 and 3000. Because that's how many layers of textures we have. And if I look at the generation, like X is kind of the layers here, I guess. But I don't know how it actually works here. I'm pretty sure Z is supposed to be like the layer number. It's very fun. Anyway, I'm gonna take a... I don't know if that explained anything, but I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break and then hopefully fix this when I come back and then think about life more. So, BRB. I just noticed that the text is wrong, thanks to your message, but I think I'll keep it that way. Just for the fun of it. Okay. What? I think this is gonna also be incorrect, but in a different way. Oh, we don't actually see anything. That's fun. Well, I know it's supposed to be just one axis being a 1.0. Make this a bit simpler. I have this. And I have this. And then one of these should be 1. Because the images that we create take size Z and size Y. And size Y is 100. So these should be the correct numbers. I just have to make them be in the correct order. That's not correct. This is certainly not correct. There aren't this many. There aren't that many permutations. Or then this is incorrect in some other way that I didn't think about. What? Am I hitting some memory limits? Is that what it is? What is going on? What? Okay. It's time to cheat. It's gonna be a sampler 3D. We're not gonna load this. We are gonna create the data once again. I'm gonna create an actual 3D texture. So I know how to sample that for sure. We're gonna go to GitHub Desktop. Here. latticing.gd. There we go. Get rid of those. And generate this one last time, and this should now work. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. This is the code that I had before moving to layers. And I moved away from the 3D texture to layers because layered textures you can update one layer at a time. 3D textures you have to update the whole texture completely. Let's see. Just thinking about greedy meshing as well. I don't know. The only problem with greedy meshing is the amount of CPU time it requires. Because naive meshing already, like it's kind of hitting the limits. But maybe we could like cache what surfaces are part of. Like if we have a large surface, then each time we remesh, we don't have to like realize that all those individual voxels are part of a larger surface. You can kind of just remember that. Then if that surface is broken down, then we need to like update it or whatever. But yeah, so here we have bad frames. That's expected. You go here, or in the middle. You're not getting terribly good frames. This is also more complicated geometry. I should make this more akin to what I had in here. I'm gonna do this. I lied, it wasn't the last time we generated that data. So this should be way simpler to render. No. But I also have to remember that with lattices, I do have other, I do have optimization tests that I can perform. Because a lattice kind of assumes that we don't change the mesh. So we actually can do that still. So you can kind of have both, in a way. If you do LOD, you can keep a low-res version of the chunk mesh and run it out until the greedy mesh high-res mesh version of the chunk is ready. Yeah, technically. But the problem there is that I have to change up how I do things. Currently, remeshing is a blocking operation, which is not good, but it is what it is. And I think that's kind of the root problem that I have, actually. Yeah, it is a blocking operation, but it's fast enough right now, so it doesn't matter. And if I want to make it a blocking operation, if I want to make a non-blocking operation, then I have to copy the chunk data. And I just wanted to avoid doing that. But it might be a thing that I can't avoid doing. It being a blocking operation? Yeah, I agree. It is not good. Or do you mean copying the chunk data? I don't know if that's bad. Maybe? But now I'm also thinking, what I could do is go to the chunk and generate an octree, right? So I think for like changing the blocks, I actually do want it to be just a flat array, so I can just go in there and change the block, right? I think I had the chunk data in the Rust side. Yes, I do. It is on the Rust side. But if I want to spawn a thread and give it, oh, and I meant it being blocking. I don't see how that changes anything, because on the how this works is on the Godot side, I call a function, and that like goes into the Rust code, right? And if I block in the Rust code, then that blocks the Godot execution as well. Why is it blocking? Well, I'm gonna show you. So remesh and relight. I want to go here. So the reason is that I don't want to copy the chunk data, which is probably a dumb requirement. And if I don't copy, then if I don't have this thread scope and I don't join these threads, then the data can quote unquote escape this function, right? And that's bad. So basically, it would just mean that we have mutable access here, or we have read access here, and then we would have mutable access somewhere else at the same time, which is not allowed, right? So I'd have to copy the data. And I just wanted to avoid copying. But making it a blocking operation seems to be a bigger issue than copying the data. At least I think so. Because if I copy the data, then I don't have to worry about borrowing, right? Because it's just there. It's an independent copy. And I don't know if I could do some ref cell magic. Maybe, maybe not. So the real answers might be just reduce the chunk memory footprint, copy the data, make it non-blocking, bada bing, bada boom, and everything kind of works. Oh, our cake is ready. Oh, that's have the top face here. So that's a lot more rendering, but it should still be better. Yeah. But yep. But I mean, if I lock for like 5 milliseconds, well, I mean, 5 milliseconds is a lot. Basically, I was just trying to have my cake and eat it too. You know, that was the problem. Do we go high enough? How much are we getting? We do actually drop the frame rate quite a bit. 50? Interesting. I don't remember what the stone field was anymore. It's been longer than 3 minutes since we were there. Oh. I like there's a screenshot of the menu. That shouldn't happen. Ay ay ay. But yeah. And what was I gonna say? Like if I have it as a non-blocking operation, then also I wouldn't have this freeze when loading. Like you would just go into the world and you wouldn't see everything around you yet. It would just gradually load in. I would kind of just get that for free. And if now I see that the stored field performance is like around 50 frames per second, then that tells me that the lattice stuff actually isn't good. At least in the current form that I'm doing it in. And then greedy meshing is the way. And I have to make it non-blocking. And then I have to figure out how to reduce the memory footprint. Oh, okay. Our performance is worse. Definitely. But we do be also rendering a hell of a lot of triangles. Mm-hmm. I think I just have to experiment with greedy meshing. I'm kind of seeing... Oh, I was so glad I didn't hit that X. Because I clicked twice, and the second time was just when the window was disappearing, but they didn't register me closing Godot, which is good. But basically, latticing is not giving me like extraordinarily better performance right now. I still have to do more work to get it to even work. You know, like it's not really working. I might get more mileage out of the greedy meshing. Damn. I was really hoping that I would just have like, oh, like a silver bullet cheats moment. And latticing would solve every problem that I have, but doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, okay. I forgot I have XT data. Let's not do that. Let's discard that. I can restore these. Because these are pretty much just... Yep. Yep. Move back to main. Bring my changes. What do I have here? I don't need these. New branch. Let's go. Let's see, what does our to-do file look like? Reload. Let's just reload the whole project for good measure. Don't save that. Yeah, it doesn't exist. That's fine. Let's see our to-do file. There might be some to-do stuff that I should copy over from the lattice branch, maybe? That's the first thing. There's kind of two ways I can go about greedy meshing. It's one is that I still pass the voxel data, or then I pass the surfaces, and the surfaces always have this same material in them. There's the one video that I showed. I mean, let's see. It was the one where damn, I'm just gonna find it. I don't want to show my fucking browsing history on stream. I think that's reasonable. Let's see. But I do want to credit where I got the idea from. That's why I'm loading this. So basically from this video, there was a moment. There are multiple moments where this guy just goes over how you can just pack the data over to like a smaller space, right? And I think I kind of want to copy this. Where, yeah, I just use the amount of data that's required. But for now, I'm gonna watch this later. For now, I should just make it work. The very first thing is the non-blocking thing. Then we combine phases. Mm. This is one thing. That's like the extra credits part. This actually might not be done at all. The main thing is just to combine the triangles so that we do less rendering. Also, well, actually, that's not really necessary. So here's one thing that I'm thinking. If we have a chunk, let's say we have something like, a wall here, and then we have some complicated model or, anything behind it. Technically, we could check, like if this is visible at all. I don't know how reasonable that would be, but you could cut the triangle amount even more. Hey, apparently the raid doesn't really want to work if you don't have a stream going. I have learned this now. Or at least I didn't see the raid thing pop up. Anyway, we're gonna go raid. Yeah, I restarted OBS. Yeah, but we're gonna go raid. Anyway. Yep. Indeed. See you later. Off stream end.